Imagine pulling up to a red light in what looks like a car from 2035, while everyone around you is driving vehicles that suddenly feel like they belong in a museum. Now, picture this. That futuristic ride cost you less than a loaded pickup truck, has more tech than a Tesla, rides smoother than a Rolls-Royce, and can swap its entire battery in the time it takes to grab a coffee. Sounds impossible, right? Well, buckle up, because what I'm about to show you is going to flip everything you thought you knew about luxury cars completely upside down. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to be asking yourself one very uncomfortable question. Why are we still paying twice as much for half the car? But hey, before we dive into this rabbit hole, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because you're about to discover vehicles that most channels won't dare talk about, and you definitely don't want to miss what's coming next. So let's start with what hits you first: the looks. When you lay eyes on the NIO ET9 for the very first time, your brain does this weird thing where it can't quite categorize what it's seeing. Is it a luxury sedan? Absolutely. Is it a tech showcase on wheels? Without question. But there's something else going on here. Something that makes you stop and stare like you just spotted a celebrity at the grocery store. The front end is absolutely mesmerizing. We're talking about ultra-slim headlights that slice across the face like razor-sharp lightsabers, giving it this intense, almost predatory stare. But here's the genius part. It's not aggressive in that tacky, over-designed way. Instead, it's elegant, refined, like someone who's incredibly powerful but doesn't need to raise their voice to command a room. The grille area sits wide and low, giving the car serious road presence without looking like it's trying too hard. If a Rolls-Royce and a cutting-edge tech concept car had a love child, this would be it. Modern sophistication with old-money elegance. Now, slide your eyes along the side profile and you'll notice something interesting. The proportions are absolutely spot-on perfect. The body stretches out long and low, with these beautifully sculpted wheel arches that bulge just enough to suggest serious power underneath. The character lines running along the doors, clean, sharp, purposeful. Nothing fussy or overdone. It's the kind of design that looks expensive in photos but absolutely stunning in person. And those wheels deserve their own conversation. Massive turbine-style alloys that look like they were borrowed from a private jet. They're not just big, they're architectural. The stance of this machine sits low and wide, hugging the pavement like it's magnetically attached to the road. Everything about it screams stability and confidence. Here's where it gets interesting. If you're living in the States right now, what are your options for a full-size luxury sedan? You've got the boring Toyota Avalon that your accountant drives, or you're dropping serious cash on a BMW 7 Series or Mercedes S-Class. The ET9 looks like it should be parked outside a tech billionaire's compound in Malibu. But somehow, it's priced where normal, hard-working people can actually aspire to own one. And here's the kicker that nobody's talking about. This design wasn't created just to look good. It was engineered to make everything else on the road look outdated. Park this beast next to a Tesla Model S, and suddenly Elon's flagship starts looking like last year's iPhone. The ET9 doesn't just compete. It dominates visually. But hold on to your seats, because if the exterior makes you do a double take, the interior is going to absolutely blow your mind. This is where the ET9 stops being just another pretty car and transforms into something else entirely. Swing open the door, and you're not just getting into a vehicle, you're boarding a first-class cabin that happens to have wheels. I'm talking Emirates first-class levels of luxury here, not coach on Southwest. The first thing that catches your eye? 4 massive digital displays strategically positioned throughout the cabin. The driver gets this gorgeous, curved wraparound screen that makes you feel like you're piloting a spacecraft. It's not just big, it's immersive. Every bit of information you need flows across this display in crisp, vibrant detail. Then there's the center console screen, and calling it a tablet doesn't do it justice. This thing is enormous and controls literally every aspect of your environment. Seat temperature, adjusted with a swipe. Ambient lighting mood, changed with a tap. And get this, the car comes with a built-in fragrance diffuser. That's right, you can choose what your luxury cocoon smells like. Want it to smell like a high-end hotel lobby? Done. Prefer a subtle, fresh linen vibe? You got it. This is the kind of detail that separates regular cars from automotive royalty. But here's where it gets even better. The rear passengers aren't just along for the ride, they get the VIP treatment too. Built into the back of each front seat are individual entertainment screens. Your kids can binge their favorite shows. Your business partner can join a video conference. Your significant other can catch up on their streaming queue. This car basically turns every journey into a mobile entertainment center. Road trips, transformed. Stuck in traffic, no longer torture. Long commutes, actually enjoyable. The ET9 could legitimately function as a rolling office or your personal escape pod from the chaos of daily life. Now, let's talk about the seats themselves, because this is where things get ridiculous in the best possible way. Full leather upholstery wraps around seats that massage, ventilate, and heat. These seats are legitimately more comfortable than most people's living room furniture. The rear seats recline like those expensive lazy boy chairs your dad wouldn't let anyone else sit in. For a car at this price point, that's absolutely wild. You're getting features that luxury brands usually reserve for their ultra-premium, top-of-the-line models, except here it's just standard equipment. And then we need to discuss the sound system, because calling it impressive would be a massive understatement. 23 speakers strategically placed throughout the cabin create a 3D surround sound experience that does not just play music, it makes you feel it. The bass doesn't just come through the speakers, it vibrates through your seat. Imagine cranking your favorite artist, whether that's Drake, Metallica, classical, whatever you're into, and literally feeling every note resonate through your entire body. It's not listening to music anymore, it's experiencing it. Concerts on wheels don't even come close to describing what this system delivers. But wait, there's more, and this part is genuinely fascinating. The ET9 features an AI voice assistant called Nomi, represented by this adorable little orb sitting on your dashboard. This isn't some generic voice assistant that barely understands you. This thing is responsive, intuitive, and honestly kind of cute. When you speak, Nomi physically turns toward you, creating this sense of interaction that feels surprisingly personal. You can literally say something like, "Nomi, I've had the worst day," and the car responds intelligently. It'll dim the lights to a calming level, activate your seat massage, and start playing relaxing music. Show me a Mercedes that actually cares about your emotional state like that. I'll wait. Here's the reality check. If you wanted even half these features in the United States, you'd be shopping for a Mercedes S-Class or BMW 7 Series, and those will absolutely destroy your bank account with six-figure price tags. The ET9 delivers all of this for significantly less. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, let's get down to the practical side because luxury is great, but does this thing actually work as a real car for real people? The answer is a resounding yes. This is a full-size sedan with genuinely impressive interior space. Rear legroom? Abundant. Adults can stretch out comfortably. The trunk? Massive. You could fit strollers, golf bags, suitcases, or enough grocery hauls to stock your pantry for weeks. Compare this to a Toyota Camry or Honda Accord, and those suddenly feel cramped and claustrophobic. Stack it up against a BMW 5 Series, and the ET9 gives you more space, more technology, and honestly, way more to brag about at dinner parties. So yes, it's gorgeous and futuristic, but it's also engineered for actual daily life, not just car shows and Instagram photos. Now here's where the ET9 really starts to separate itself from the pack. It's not just the headline-grabbing features that impress, it's all the small, thoughtful details that make you fall genuinely in love with this machine. Take the doors, for example. They're soft close, which means you don't slam them like some economy sedan. You give them a gentle nudge and the car gracefully seals them shut with this satisfying, solid click. It's a tiny detail that screams quality every single time you use it. The ambient lighting deserves its own spotlight. Fully customizable with over 256 different color options. Want your cabin glowing like a trendy Miami nightclub? One tap. Prefer a calm, soothing sunset vibe for your evening drive? Another tap. You have complete control over the mood and atmosphere of your personal space. Then there's the panoramic glass roof, which isn't just big, it's smart. Electrochromic technology means you can adjust the tint at the press of a button. Bright sunny day, darken it for comfort. Beautiful starry night, clear it completely and enjoy the cosmic show rolling by overhead. The flexibility is incredible. Even the cup holders got the luxury treatment. They're heated and cooled, so your morning coffee stays hot during your commute and your afternoon energy drink stays ice cold. It's such a small thing, but once you have it, going back to regular cup holders feels like a downgrade. And here's a feature you almost never see: active cabin noise cancellation. Microphones throughout the interior actively detect and cancel out road noise, wind noise, and external sounds. The result? A cabin so whisper quiet you could take a nap in the back seat and hear absolutely nothing. It's the kind of serene environment that turns stressful commutes into peaceful escapes. Here's what's fascinating about all these details. In the ET9, they're standard equipment. Meanwhile, German luxury brands will nickel and dime you with expensive option packages for the exact same features. You want heated cup holders in your BMW? That'll be part of the premium comfort package for an extra few $1,000s. The ET9 just includes it, because why wouldn't you want your beverage at the perfect temperature? All right, let's pop the hood, metaphorically speaking, since this is an EV, and talk about what makes this luxury cruiser actually move. The ET9 packs dual electric motors delivering all-wheel drive as standard equipment. We're talking about serious power here, over 600 horses ready to charge forward at your command. That's enough muscle to launch this big, luxurious sedan from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. Read that again. Under 4 seconds. That's quicker than most sports cars sitting in your neighbor's garage. This isn't some lightweight roadster. This is a full-size luxury sedan that happens to accelerate like a rocket ship. Now let's address the elephant in the room: range anxiety. The ET9 comes equipped with the latest battery technology, offering up to 600 miles of range if you opt for the largest battery pack. That's more than a Tesla Model S Plaid, more than most EVs currently available. That's enough to drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco and back without even thinking about charging. But here's where things get truly interesting, where NIO plays an absolute trump card that nobody else can match: battery swapping. Instead of sitting at a charging station for 40 minutes scrolling through your phone while your battery slowly fills up, you pull into a NIO battery swap station, and in 3 minutes flat, a machine removes your depleted battery and installs a fully charged one. 3 minutes. That's legitimately faster than filling up a traditional gas tank. Tesla can't touch that. No other EV manufacturer offers anything remotely close. You're back on the road before you can finish a cup of coffee. The convenience factor is absolutely game-changing, especially for road trips or people who drive extensively for work. Now, if you do find yourself at a traditional DC fast charging station, the numbers are still impressive. You're looking at 10 to 80% charge in roughly 20 minutes. That's pretty solid and competitive with anything else on the market. But let's be completely honest here. Once you experience battery swapping, traditional charging feels outdated and slow. It's like going back to dial-up internet after experiencing fiber optic speeds. But here's the million-dollar question, or, in this case, the $80,000 question. How does the NIO ET9 actually drive? Because here's the brutal truth about cars. You can pack them with 50 screens, 300 speakers, and every gadget imaginable. But if they don't feel right on the road, they're just expensive toys that look good in driveways. The ET9 doesn't just drive, it absolutely glides. The experience is surreal. This car comes with active suspension that literally scans the road ahead in real time using cameras and sensors. I'm not using hyperbole here. The system actually watches the pavement in front of you, identifies bumps, potholes, and imperfections, and adjusts the suspension dampers before you even reach them. It's like having a fortune teller as your co-pilot, except instead of predicting your future, it's predicting road conditions. Drive over broken, cracked city streets, and it feels like you're gliding over glass. Hit a speed bump, and you barely register it happened. The system is genuinely remarkable. Then there's the adaptive air suspension working in harmony with everything else. One button press transforms the driving character completely. Cruising mode gives you that silky, limousine soft ride. Sport mode firms everything up for more dynamic driving. The car automatically lowers itself at highway speeds for better aerodynamics and stability, then raises itself when you need extra ground clearance for steep driveways, speed bumps, or uneven surfaces. It's like driving a shapeshifter that adapts to whatever you need. The steering feel deserves mention too. Light and effortless when you're navigating parking lots or crawling through traffic, but it firms up and becomes more responsive when you're pushing harder on winding roads. NIO engineered the steering so you don't just point the car where you want to go, you command it with precision and confidence. And remember, this is an electric vehicle, which means instant torque delivery. Touch the accelerator pedal, and despite this thing weighing well over 5,000 pounds, it surges forward like physics just stopped applying. Smooth, silent, and relentless. No gear changes, no engine noise, no drama. Just a continuous wave of effortless power pushing you forward. And the silence. Oh, the glorious silence. The cabin is so incredibly well insulated, so meticulously engineered for quietness that you'll hear your passengers breathing before you hear the road. Wind noise? Gone. Tire roar? Eliminated. It's automotive zen. Unless, of course, you decide to crank up that 23-speaker surround sound system, at which point your car transforms into a rolling concert hall that would make audiophiles weep with joy. Bottom line, the ET9 isn't just transportation from point A to point B. It's a sanctuary. A high-performance sanctuary that transforms every single drive, whether that's school runs, business commutes, grocery trips, or late-night highway cruises, into a genuinely luxurious experience. It makes you want to take the long way home just to spend more time inside. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. What does a futuristic land yacht like this actually cost? Before I tell you, I want you to take a serious guess. Lock it in your head. Think about this. In the United States, a base model Mercedes S-Class starts at around $120,000. A BMW 7 Series will set you back at least $110,000, and that's just the starting line. Once you start ticking those option boxes, the prices skyrocket. Are you ready for the NIO ET9's price? In China, it starts at the equivalent of roughly $80,000 US. Yeah, let that number sink in for a minute. $80,000. For less than the price of a fully loaded Toyota Highlander, you could be driving a flagship luxury electric vehicle that makes its German competitors look like relics from a bygone era. This is precisely why enthusiasts like me get so frustrated. This is why this video needs to exist. Consumers deserve to know that this level of technology and luxury is possible at this price point. We're constantly being told that true luxury has to cost six figures, but the ET9 is living proof that it absolutely does not. If you think car buyers are getting a raw deal on pricing, do me a favor and smash that like button. We need to make this conversation impossible to ignore. Now, before the skeptics flood the comments, let's talk about safety, because I know that's your next question. The ET9 is an absolute fortress on wheels, packed with the latest advanced driver assistance systems. We're talking about adaptive cruise control that automatically maintains a safe distance from the car ahead. Lane centering that keeps you perfectly in your lane without any effort. It has emergency braking that can bring the car to a complete stop if it detects an impending collision. Of course, it has blind spot monitoring to warn you about cars you can't see, and a full 360-degree camera system that gives you a bird's-eye view, making parking a breeze. But look closer. See that on the roof? Those are LiDAR sensors. This isn't just a camera-based system. LiDAR provides an incredibly precise, three-dimensional map of the car's surroundings, day or night, in almost any weather. It's the key to next-level autonomous driving capabilities. You can think of it as being similar to Tesla's autopilot, but with a crucial advantage: the added redundancy and accuracy of LiDAR, which many experts argue makes it fundamentally safer. But this brings us to the heart of the controversy, and we have to tackle it head-on. Could the NIO ET9 even be sold in the United States? Would it pass our stringent safety regulations? And, perhaps the bigger question, would American consumers ever trust a Chinese luxury brand with their family as safety? Let's be brutally honest for a moment. For years, the Western automotive media and established manufacturers have hammered home a specific narrative. Chinese cars are cheap, they're unsafe, they're unreliable, and they're disposable. It's a powerful story, and it has worked. But I'm asking you to look at the evidence. Look at the ET9. Examine its build quality, study its cutting-edge technology, and consider the incredible engineering that has gone into it. Does that narrative still hold up? Or is it just a story born out of fear? The fear of competition, the fear of disruption, and the terrifying fear that consumers might finally realize they've been overpaying for decades. What we're witnessing isn't just the launch of a new car, it's a fundamental challenge to the established order of the automotive world. The NIO ET9 is a statement. It's saying that world-class luxury, groundbreaking technology, and top-tier safety don't have to come with an astronomical price tag. It's forcing a question that many legacy automakers would rather we didn't ask. What are we actually paying for? Are we paying for superior engineering? Or are we just paying for a brand name and decades of marketing? This car represents a crossroads. It forces us to confront our own biases and preconceptions about where innovation can come from. Is a car less safe simply because of its country of origin? Or should we judge it on its own merits, its technology, and its performance in standardized safety tests? The implications are huge. If a car like the ET9 can deliver this much value, it puts immense pressure on every other luxury manufacturer to justify their prices. It could trigger a price war, or, even better, an innovation war, where the ultimate winner is the consumer. We could see features that are currently expensive options become standard across the board. The entire definition of what a luxury car is could be rewritten. This is more than just a car review. It's a glimpse into the future of the automotive industry, a future where competition comes from new places, and the brands that succeed will be the ones that offer the most value, not just the most prestigious badge. I want to know what you think. Drop your honest opinions in the comments below. Could you see yourself driving a car like the NIO ET9? Do you believe the narrative about Chinese cars, or do you think it's time for a change? This is a conversation worth having. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of this important discussion. If you found this video thought-provoking, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got a lot more to talk about. See you in the next one. Oh, let me throw this question directly to you. Would you trust an $80,000 Chinese luxury EV over a $120,000 German sedan? Would you put your family in it? Would you bet your daily commute on it? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments because this debate is heating up fast, and I genuinely want to know where you stand. So there you have it, the NIO ET9, the Chinese automotive achievement that's probably causing some sleepless nights in Stuttgart and Fremont. Is this the future of luxury transportation, or just another flash in the pan that'll fade away? Honestly, that's for you to decide. But one thing is absolutely undeniable. China is innovating faster, pushing harder, and delivering more value than traditional Western manufacturers. And if vehicles like the ET9 keep rolling out of Chinese factories, the rest of the world is going to be watching with a mixture of admiration and envy. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and join this community, because next time, we're diving deep into a Chinese SUV that makes the Tesla Model X look like a toy from the previous generation. Trust me, you absolutely won't want to miss that revelation. Until then, keep questioning everything you've been told about cars, keep demanding better value, and keep pushing for the innovation we all deserve. See you in the next one.